Welcome to Black Love Matters, where the service of therapy session for figuring out adulthood,
loving each other,
or find Aaron and Brockman show.
We're Jay-Z and Beyonce. Who is you?
I'm Neil.
And I'm Niambi.
And this is episode 390, y'all.
Wow.
Be sure to leave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts and on Stitcher, and follow us on all forms of social media at Black Love Matters. That's black with no K.
Was that underwhelming? Wow. Wow. Sorry we missed y'all last Friday. I had a lot of work stuff going on, so I was working like crazy. But we back now Monday, and we had a pretty good weekend.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say that now?
Yeah, we had a smooth weekend.
Yeah, I thought we had a really good event. It was a nice mixture of spending some time with each other, like being outside of the house, but also being with family. So it was a nice combination of it.
Mm-hmm.
Some updates. So the first thing, Niambi and I, y'all know we have like Saturday family meetings where that's the day where you bring everything about like finances, something that's been on your mind and heart, and you just have a time to unpack it. Y'all know what Niambi had to nerve tell me? He said I need more friends. Niambi.
Yeah, you do.
I had to really process that, and I'm still come to terms with what he meant by that. So what I told him is received. I need to process and see what that means. What do you mean by that, Niambi? You think I just don't have, like, what do you mean? Like, I have people that I definitely call friends, but what are you really, what can you unpack? I don't want to put words. I don't want to woman-splain you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's more nuanced than that there.
Oh my God. Not nuance.
It's more nuanced than that.
Nuance be the word of the year.
So, as we are talking about building family, figuring out whether or not we're staying in Detroit, whether we're moving back to California, just trying to figure out like our next steps, right? And, one of the things that came up, as we're just looking like, and I know Niambi going to talk about it a little bit later, or I am, is we're starting to look like at different neighborhoods. Like if we were to stay in Detroit, what neighborhoods we want to stay in. Mm-hmm. So the first thing that came up was like, Niambi, I don't want to stay in a white neighborhood. Mm-hmm. It needs to either be black or mixed at best. Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh, like I don't care about staying in a white neighborhood near. I'm like, that's okay with me. And I'm like, well, baby, like we're planning on bringing a black ass kid in this world. Oh my goodness. And I don't want my black ass kid
to be the only black one
to be the only black face in the neighborhood growing up. Because that's how you get motherfuckers like John James.
Listen, not John James. Shout out to John James. I was going to say Tim Scott. Racism is not in America.
That's how you get motherfuckers like that who's just been around all these white people.
Or the opposite side of it. I think about when self-efficacy, self-confidence is built, or even self-image is built. It's hard to build self-image as a kid if you don't have images of you outside of like your parents. That has to be as a child, as a grown folk. As an adult, it's hard to build images of yourself without examples. I can imagine it as a child, right?
Right. But, So, we go around this and, one of the things is, Niambi had a conversation with me about the previous day was like, being in a relationship with someone whose family is quote unquote not as stable. Uh-huh. And she's like, stable in the sense of like, Niambi's the only child. She wanted to be in a family that had, tons of brothers and sisters, tons of nieces and nephews, things of that sort. So when it was my turn to tell my truth.
Wait. You can't sit up here and tell half truths on this podcast. What the hell was that sentiment you just said? You said Niambi wanted what?
Niambi wanted to be with somebody who had
go all the way back. So we're gonna I'm talking about this next, but we went out and grabbed some Mexican food. And whenever I say good Mexican food, I always say margaritas are truth serum. I call them margarita moments.
Okay.
Whatever conversation I have over margarita, you about to get the most unfiltered version of it.
Okay.
And so we were having a margarita moment. And Niambi kept asking me, what did you keep asking me about? I was like, nigga, I don't care about that. Mm-hmm. I really care about, and I went blubbity blue. Mm-hmm. What was the thing you kept asking me that I care about? I do remember. Yeah. We ain't gonna talk about that.
No.
But y'all get that eventually. But the thing Niambi kept asking me if I initially cared about, I was like, no, I don't care about that.
But the thing is, I didn't even ask you anything about that.
Well, margarita moments bring them up.
You just came out of nowhere with that. One thing, can I have a truth margarita moment?
What do we call them?
Can I have a margarita moment near them? Yeah, baby, what's going on? I was really hoping to be with somebody who had a little bit more stable family and had more brothers and sisters because I wanted to be aunties and
I
all
think
this
stable
other
is the
stuff.
wrong word.
But you said stable. I remember that because I wrote it down. I said, "Oh, she wants stable." And you know all this other stuff. So then, you know, fast forward because I know Naomi going to talk about that. Is you know, as we were talking about this house situation and things of that sort.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about like my non-negotiables. Like, all right, you know, I don't want a black ass kid to be growing up in a white neighborhood.
Yes.
So we need to start thinking about the neighborhoods we're even looking at, even though, you know, so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, because, you know, I only have, you know, maybe about 4 or 5 like good friends that's in the city.
Yes.
You know, and of course they having friends, you know, they having kids and things of that sort. But I was like, you know, that's it when it comes to our friend group because you have none.
Oh, y'all know I hit them with my ears perked up because I ain't used to Negro telling what I don't bring to the table because I like to bring a whole setting, glass plates, silverware, liquor,
You bring
dessert,
all that.
appetizers.
You bring all that with no people.
With no people. I got a whole dinner party with no guests.
People.
No guests.
So it was just more talking about that. Like, you know, I have this friend group. And then I broke down like how each friend fills me up. And I was like, you know, babe, this is something that we had a conversation with a long time ago, is that after work, like you're a great employee, like work is your thing. Like you're great at work and you have some relationships with work. But outside, you take work away, you have nothing else.
Oh my God.
You have no one else.
Savage.
And that's when you was like, I'm accepting it. Or what you say? I'm receiving it. I'm receiving it.
That's
because
like, if for y'all know, that's why when people keep telling you something over and over, that's how you let them know that you processed it.
I'm receiving it.
I receive that.
Because it was like, and I was like, after work, you have nothing else. And like, that's okay. But when we're talking about bringing in a child in this world, it's going to take a village. You know, we got some family members and things of that sort. And, you know, I'm going to need support from, you know, as, you know, being a black ass father and learning how to be a father here. But when it comes to like other things, you know, and things of that sort, like you had nobody else outside of work. And it's going to be times where you're going to need to have these conversations and you can't have it because all your friends is work friends. And I don't even call them work friends. I call them work associates.
Yeah, they ain't my friends. They associates.
Because they ain't your friends.
Yeah, they my associates. I won't say friends. You stretching.
So like, that's how it came about. And I was like, you know, and I was like, can I have a margarita moment?
Ain't nobody asked you. I thought I was the only one to give out margarita moments.
When I was with you, you had tons of friends, abundance. Your house was the hangout house for all said friends. Years later, they gone.
What have I done? How did you trying to say I got rid of my friends?
Niambi got rid of their ass.
But what I would say
Niambi got rid of them in a text message. All of them. Every single one of them.
Shut up. Neil was harking on something I did a long time ago, and it shocked him. The thing is, I stay on great basis with all my friends. Like all the
You don't
people
have friends. Don't call them friends.
All the people I used to talk to and was in communication with, they one thing they cannot come back and say, one, I don't know where Niambi stand, and I don't know why we're not friends anymore.
But
because
that's
I make it I make it a
though.
point to be like, guess what? This is where we stand. This is why I don't want to talk to you anymore. This is why you did. This is the boundary you crossed. For you to make it right, I need you to do X, Y, and Z. Until you can do that, like, be blessed. And I literally send people off.
But that's that cubicle warrior shit.
So no one can be like, well, why you and Niambi ain't friends? Pull up the text.
That's
Pull up the email.
That's that cubicle warrior shit.
And you could literally go dotted line down the period while we do it. Did that surprise you when I did that to folks?
I thought y'all was at least gonna make up eventually.
For what?
In a month or so.
I told them what I needed.
But that ain't never happened. I was like, shit.
You ain't think.
I thought y'all was gonna make up or something. I thought y'all was cooler than that, but shit.
It ain't nothing about cool. I think because we are cool, we respected each other and went our separate ways and want to and let each other thrive.
It never came back.
It never. I mean, they still friends. I'm just not in the friend group, and that's great.
So that was the conversation.
That surprised you. You thought I was faking? You thought I was on some fake shit?
No, I just thought that y'all was gonna make up eventually.
Who was y'all? When you see me make up?
But 7 years later,
a decade,
and I
mean, straight face.
Who was my closest friend there? Me,
the Lord, and Mabel.
Mabel. And I think there's something to be had with that.
And the thing is, I don't have problem making friends. The thing is, I have a lot of associates. And so that's what Niram, also y'all need to say, like, it's not I don't talk to people, but I have tons of associate and acquaintances. But friends who literally can run down and be like, oh, I was with Niambi and blah, 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 or Niambi was in this deep dark. No, not many people can run that off for me. But I have tons of acquaintances.
Don't say not many, 0.
Yeah, I have tons of acquaintances. Oh, honey, I do a good brunch. I do a good key. But friends, nah, I probably don't. And they're gonna say it's getting thinner and thinner.
It's getting thinner and thinner. And as we're getting older, you know that as we hit a certain age,
it's harder to make friends.
It's harder to make friends, and the only people you'll be around is yourself.
Well,
and that means you also cut down on your life expectancy because you just die out because you ain't got nobody else to talk to.
Well, listen, I also read the statistics, and by the grace of Pilates, yoga, and kale, I'm going to counter that.
All of which you ain't doing, though.
I'm going to get there.
You saying all this shit, but I ain't seen you doing not a Pilates.
You don't know what I be doing.
Oh, I do.
Wait, don't you be with your friends? How you see what I'm doing?
I see
what your friends
I see what you doing.
I thought you be with your friends.
Because I be with you 95% of the day.
So wait, let's get back to your friends. How many you got?
I'll be with you 95%.
How many do you have?
About 5.
About 5. And how do you divvy up that time with them?
Oh, some of them, they're out of town. I call them. Others, we're on a weekend basis.
Oh.
And others, we on like a bi-weekly basis.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm smart checking.
It's still your check-in. No.
So y'all give me feedback. I can't be the only one out there. Who else is out there? Who else is out there with acquaintances, associates, with no friends? It makes, honestly, you know what else? You can find people that's like that too. There's a lot of people who don't be around a lot of shit. Like you're not gonna hear me come up to be like, oh, I'm beefed out with Niambi. Like that's not something that's gonna. That is an odd thing that if you went to any of my acquaintances, they'd be like, yeah, I don't fuck with Niambi. Not many people gonna say that.
Well,
so that's helpful.
I have friends and none of them say that about me.
Oh, ooh, Niram does have a lot of beef.
No, I don't.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to call you there. Do we need more margaritas? I'm gonna have to call you out on that one, honey.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to get something.
Ask half of your friends. How about you? Actually, we need to have your 5 friends on here.
Okay.
And ask them how you navigate beef
as
a Cancer man.
Okay.
Because I got a couple examples of where you're like, I don't want to do this. I don't like anyone on this call. And I don't have to give a reason. Bye.
That's one example.
That's all you need.
That's one example.
That's all you need. Because you set the framework.
And I told you about that. I told you before I even got on the call. So that was a predicament you put me into.
Oh, I did.
Yes, you did.
The one with no friends.
I told you I did not want to participate with that call. But Niambi.
Yeah, I'm getting angry.
Niambi,
he's talking quick now.
No, but Niambi and her trying to be strategic and all this other stuff and keep all these acquaintances and not have real friends. You need to be a part of this call. This call is important because of X, Y, and Z strategy. And it's like, no, fuck that. Fuck these niggas too. And I want them niggas to know I don't fuck with them because they not what? They not my friend nor my acquaintance.
Y'all see Nero? You would never say that about Niambi. What the hell? Maybe that's why I don't want no friends. That's too much. That's too much weight.
That ain't weight. Because it's friend.
I'm just playing. But I'm a good friend, I would say that. Would you say I'm a good friend?
You friendly.
What?
You don't have friends to even be a good friend too.
Ain't I your friend? Now I'm acting like black mamas. Ain't I your friend?
I don't even know if you call. I'm like homie lover friend. I don't even know if they even count.
So I ain't sweet to you.
Yeah, you sweet to me, but I don't even know if they even count.
Why not?
No, I don't think they count. Like I'm the exception, not the rule.
There we go again with Nero being the outlier. Do we have a theme here?
Whatever.
All right. The other thing we did this weekend, we went to Easter Market, y'all. So for those who don't live in Michigan, in downtown Detroit is this nice open air food, vegetable vendor market that usually open on the weekend, sometime during the week. And it's just been so long since we went. And Niram, again, I told Niram I have a touch of agoraphobia. Because I don't really go places either, but I'm not mad about the not going places. Like I am content reading the book, sitting on my porch, having a drink of the week, and then learning to make one new meal a week. If I could do those 3 things every week, I'm winning. Like I'm thinking I'm doing something. So they was like, you need to leave. And I was just like, okay. And so what I didn't want to do was have him like bring it up again. You need to leave. So it's 6:30 in the morning because this is when my father come home. And we hear the garage. And I was like, Nero, What did I say? What did you want to go? Would you take me?
You said, would you take me?
I said, Niambi, would you take me to the Eastern Market today and we can just go gallivant down there? Were you surprised I asked you? How shocked were you? Or did you think I was going to get up?
I think I was a little surprised.
Really?
It was mixture.
Okay.
So here's why. Because I know you like going to things like that. You like open air markets, the zoo,
because it's COVID,
museum, and things of that sort. You like that type of shit.
Yeah.
You like that in COVID, outside of COVID.
I want social distance even before COVID.
Right.
But before COVID, I want to go somewhere it's open air and social distance.
Exactly.
You know who in town? Sir Jeffrey. Sir Jeffrey, you want to be my friend? And then we can go to the museum. I feel like Sir Jeffrey like Eastern Market in the museum too. Mm-hmm. Okay, go ahead.
So yes, that's why I was like, all right, that makes sense. But then when you was like, all right, I'm dressed, let's go. I was like, oh.
Because it was early. We talking about I'm ready to go at 8:15. Because it opened at 6 a.m.
Because we planned this at 6:30 when her daddy came in the house. And I was like, all right, I can't go to sleep. And she's like, I can't go to sleep either. It's like, well, I might as well plan today. And then her
20 minutes later.
What are you doing today? What are your plans? What are your intentions?
I didn't want to intrude.
And me, maybe go see my mama. That's about it. Would you like to take me to the Eastern Market, please? I would like to gallivant and look around and things of that sort. And I said, oh, you want to go now? Like, what time you think about going?
Now at this moment?
I was thinking early. So, I think we can, try to get there about 8:30, 9 o'clock. I said, oh, so you want to look me, what time is it? Look, 6:30. You know what time it is, nigga?
Basically, that's what I wanted to tell you.
And I was like, well, shit, yeah, I'm up now.
Yeah.
Do I get some food out of this?
Yes, you get a treat.
Yes, you get a treat. I said,
well, so we went and it was good. It was a little hard for Mabel because we were going back and forth. Since it's an open air market, we were going to bring Mabel, but I was like, I might want to play downtown or go grab something, and I don't want to.
And plus, dogs not allowed there.
You
see all those signs that said no dog?
They had a cane corso fucking down there. Look, you told me I couldn't sneak Mabel in there?
But they white and we black.
I would have been like, oh, she's my emergency support dog. Okay. But I don't like to play that because I know some people really do need emergency support dogs, so I don't like to play with that. So Mabel stayed home, so we took her for a nice little walk, probably about not a mile, probably about a half a mile, just to get her going, going. Do you know, as soon as we left the house, she fell out on the floor and started crying, and woke both my parents up, and they was calling us. They was calling us in the house. My mama talking about Niambi. Mabel got caught up in the banister. I said, the banister? My mom was like, I was half asleep. The only thing I could think about is that baby fell down the stairs and got caught in the banister and was stuck and choking to death. Then my mom was like, damn, my damn daughter ain't doing nothing, so let me get up. My mom was like, I almost fell down the stairs trying to get to Mabel to see what's wrong. Then my mom came in the living room and Mabel was hollering in the middle of the floor. And my mom was like, what's wrong with you? And then Mabel just stopped barking and just looked at her. What do you think Mabel thought, dude?
Oh, I'm not alone. I thought I was alone.
Mama was like, hush your mouth. Mama was like, I need some coffee. Then we going back to bed. But anyway, back to Eastern Market. It was nice. We went a couple days ago, as y'all know. But for the folks who are listening maybe in the future, we went in early May of 2021. And what we got a little caught up with is traditionally in Eastern Market, I think it's the Saturday before Mother's Day, is something called Flower Day. And all the vendors are flower, plants, all that type of stuff to get you ready. But since it's COVID, instead of having it on one day, because that's usually one of the biggest days that folks come to Eastern Market, it'd be 100,000 people or something down there.
Yeah.
But because of COVID and so many people can't be down there, they actually spaced it out the whole month of May. So every Saturday, and I think they also added a day during the week, you come for flowers. So it was a little tough to buy things because it was so many flowers. And, we live in my parents' house and my mom already got a jungle of plants. And we work in a basement, so it's not a lot of light.
Yeah.
And they weren't ready to buy plants. So a lot of the vendors were plant related, but we found a nice little cookie spot and we found a cupcake spot. I definitely want to go back when it's not plant season. Because I was looking for stuff like spices, maybe some art, tea, you know what I'm saying, that type of stuff. And I think they do have it. It's just the timing of it was a little bit off. The other thing that we went was we did a little thrifting.
We went together.
We went. So it was I should have got the name of the place. I have to shout out the name of the place in our comments. But it's a Detroit vintage store. It's down there by Eastern Market. It's by Division. It's right off Division, I think. And it was bomb, y'all. I used to think I wasn't a thrift shop type of girl, but as I get a little more seasoned, I have an appreciation for a Waterford crystal that I can get at discount at a thrift store. And if I had my home here, do you know I would have bought a set of them Waterford crystals now?
I know you would have.
I was like, first of all,
it's called Vintage Eastern Market.
Oh, it's called Vintage Eastern Market. If anyone wants to look it up, go support them. I love a good glass. Like, I love a good, I don't know, like just tableware or anything like that. That is my love language. And they had tons of that. They had tons of records. But what I cleaned up on, I got a good Gordon Parks book. I think it's called Gordon Parks in His Own Words. I forgot the name of it. Whatever it is, it's out of print production. They sold it for me for $25. But when I looked online, they selling them books for like $150. And I'm just like, oh my God, how are you not doing this? And then I got one of them old school church lady hats. I forgot the name of the brand of it. You remember them brands there?
It's like Dolfo or something.
Adolfo hats, which is old, nasty. I don't know. It's like a modified beret. It's like a structured beret.
Yeah.
It's like a structured felt beret that's in this ox blood. And maybe I'll take a picture and put it on the Instagram.
Yeah, maybe
I'm getting into lifestyle.
Yeah.
And with like these adornments on it, beads, absolutely beautiful. I'm going to find an old nasty way to style it.
I'll take a picture of the back of your head and put it on IG.
Oh, yeah, we can do that. And then the last thing I got, which was the Cote de Resistance, was I found a vintage Dior men's jacket. Listen, Dior. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Dior. Come on, commercial. When I tell you, don't get me wrong, I love a good name brand, but the way in which it felt and the feel of it, oh my God. And it's like that, it's going to give me, well, it's men's wear, but it's going to give me that nice androgynous look because it's going to be like boxy in the shoulders, but then it's snatch up in the waist. I'm going to roll up my sleeves a little bit and I'm going to do a nice little skinny leg. I know Generation Z hates a skinny leg, but I'm going to fuck it up with a nice skinny leg and a nice little booty with a nice clean heel. Kidding? I got all that stuff for, well, I don't, actually, they might listen because we tagged them out for a decent price. Something happened. Where I got a very good price for all of those things. And to the point, I found the person who thrifted it. So the way it works at Eastern Market Vintage is they have like these different areas of specialty and they have a curator for each of those areas. And the person who curated the stuff is there as you're going through it to like answer questions, get more information about your style, show you stuff. Did you appreciate that?
Yeah, I did.
That white boy was fly who was over there.
Yeah, his specialty was like vintage name brand clothing.
Luxury.
Vintage luxury.
I think I got everything over there.
Yeah. Because he also had like some vintage like Versace watches that not watches, wallets that I was even thinking about getting, but they was a little too worn for me.
Yeah. And it was just so nice. Then, as y'all know, what we talked about a little earlier, we end up going to this Mexican restaurant. What's it called?
Bakersfield.
Tex-Mex. It ain't Mexican. I need to put respect because there is a Mexican town in Detroit in Southwest Detroit. Listen. When I tell you the Mexicans in Southwest Detroit throw down, they throws down. So we went really? Tex-Mex. Huh?
Is it really in Southwest Detroit?
Yeah, it's really. That's why they call it Mexican town there.
Oh my God.
I mean, it's kind of a slur.
It is.
Yeah. But like that's what it's called. Like there are signs that say Mexican town.
They didn't put the Mexicans in the Southwest because they're in Southwest.
It feels like
States?
I mean, that feels like something the colonizers would do. But it's physically in Southwest Detroit. Yeah. Like I'm not making that shit up. Yeah, all those things. But bringing it together, it does feel a little slurry. But it's the truth. Look, now I'm a Trump supporter, but it's the truth. What is wrong? But shout out to Southwest Detroit, Mexican town. It is some bomb restaurants there. But we went to a Tex-Mex Americanized restaurant, Bakersfield.
Bakersfield.
That's what I'm saying. Is that where Tam and Dan live? Bakersfield?
Probably.
Okay. When I tell y'all that Tex-Mex, it took me back to when I visited like Austin. Because, Austin, it ain't authentic Mexican food. It's Tex-Mex. It's that Americanized, queso shit. But it's good as hell. Bakersfield did it, y'all. Like, we started off with all this queso and short rib. The guac was good as hell. I like a tangy guac. Like a guac with extra lime squeeze. I don't want lemon. I want lime squeezed in it. Extra. That's how I like it. Y'all know I like food with a little pucker to it. Because it helped cut through the richness of the cheese and everything else. Yeah. And what they done mess around and got us. Niambi and I lightweights. We fucked around and ordered a picture of margaritas, thinking we're still in California or at a little bougie boutique restaurant. Because if you order like a picture of carafe at a restaurant, it'd be like 20 pounds of ice and 3 drops of alcohol, right? Nope. This one was a Kool-Aid pitcher. All Kool-Aid, no ice.
Yes.
So much where it was on the old school. You know when you make Kool-Aid? I don't know about y'all, but we used the old school wooden spoon. What you make your Kool-Aid with? What spoon?
Wooden
spoon? Yeah, that's literally what they had, and they stirred it up and brought it to the table. Me and Niram had at least 2.5 out of that. Still half that pitcher was left. I said it should be illegal to sell this to 2 people. That's where the margarita moment started. But when I tell y'all that margarita banged, because they literally made it homemade. It literally was squeezed lemon juice, limes, like in like simple, like it was so basic, but it was so good.
One more margarita, my ass would have been under the table.
So much so that after we had the rest, we just walked around the block a little. Then we sat in the car and had it like old school. You know, you just sit in the car and have a conversation.
Because we couldn't drive.
We was like, we ain't going nowhere.
Had to sober the fuck up.
We said we gotta, and we asked them for water on the way out. And what they bring near them? I'm sorry, what they bring?
A little kitty cup full of water. No, nigga, I need you to bring me out the same amount of water you bring in this fucking this margarita.
That's how I know we not on it, because that's how seasoned folks who drink would do it. Because that's what you do back in the day. Oh, bring me a pitcher of margaritas or a pitcher of mimosas, but also bring me a pitcher of water, because as one go, you don't need to order one without the next.
Yeah, you're supposed to alternate.
Yes, but we was just pounding it and having margarita
because they give you these small ass glasses.
Yeah, so you go through quick like shots. We sitting here shooting margarita, not even drinking it, just taking shots of margarita.
Look, ooh, this is good.
Pour some more.
Pour some more in there.
I knew it was wrong when Niram poured it and missed the glass. I said, no more, no more. I said, Niram, you don't see the glass, baby. And then they had some good little tacos too. I like the fish one the best.
Yeah, the fish taco was amazing.
I love a fried fish taco with a little bit of tangy slaw. Listen, with a homemade corn tortilla, ain't nothing like it. So that was like our day, and then after that we went to near mother's house and just came back after that and just relaxed and chilled, and it was just nice. It was just one of those days that felt good. It felt like this is my life. And this is the life. It felt like a day I curated, in a day I was intentional, thoughtful, and purpose about. And it was a day that made me say, yeah, I could live here. Yes, I could build my life in Michigan. I do feel like I'm supposed to be here and not just a visitor or not an outsider. Yeah. So that made me happy. 2 other things that brought me joy. Shout out to Drum, aka Shelly. Y'all got that CD? Shelly? He used to be Drum. I'm sorry, Drum, FKA Shelly, formerly known as Shelly. I'm sorry, no, Shelly, formerly known as Drum. I done messed this up 4 times.
Yeah, you did.
So Shelly, formerly known as Drum. The album name Shelly. Listen, why didn't y'all tell me I should have been listening to Shelly? Because the thing is, I fuck with him from Broccoli. And then, you know, when I really fuck with him hard, I've had between him and Mariah Carey at Christmas, I be having Shelly in heavy rotation for Christmas. Because I like that baritone voice he give. But then I listen to the CD. I said, wait, Erykah Badu? Her? Summer Walker, old crazy ass? I said, oh, he's serving. And then I was listening to the Joe Budden podcast, and the white guy was like, it's making love. Sorry, my apologies. Shelly's music is the type of music you can make love to face to face. I said, oh, that got to be love. That's love.
It is.
And I turned that on, and I said, oh, this a bop. And no one's talking about Shelly? Yeah. It's a straight, I'm hope I'm not getting too ahead of this. I haven't skipped. I've listened to the CD, I think 2 or 3 times. Album. Oh, I'm old again. I listened to the album, and I did not skip anything. Yeah. It seamlessly folded together.
It's a vibe.
But meanwhile, on the Ratchet niggas is talking about DJ Khaled shit? Are you kidding me? No. Please go listen to Drum, FKA Shelly, the Shelly LP. Shelly, you better do that shit.
I think it was called Beautiful.
What? It ain't called Shelly.
No, it is called Shelly, FKA Drum.
That's what I say, because I think this is his rebranding. I'm assuming this is going to be his entire rebrand. Yeah. Because even Broccoli was a little more poppy. I could tell he can sing, but it was more like, what's it called when you like smoke weed and do pop? Yeah. It reminded me of that.
I like that cha-cha.
Yeah. It's very Lil Yachty. But this is like R&B.
Yeah.
Like, this is like, all right. This is like, put him in rotation with Ari Lennox, Masego, and that whole crew.
Yeah.
Like, he competing up there with them. Like, I want to go to a Shelly concert. He is on the list of when outdoors open up because, I already got my vaccination. I shout out, get mine Tuesday.
Energy.
I get my second one on Tuesday, and I'm already going to be on the stick and shut in on Wednesday. But I plan on going and supporting him.
I'm ready to be out in the world with no mask on.
And then I know I keep saying lastly, Pose is coming back, y'all. Y'all know I love Pose. Shout out to Ryan fucking Murphys with an S and Billy fucking Porters. I cannot wait. Pose will be back. Nearham's.
Series finale?
Yeah. The last season. Yep.
Okay. So in addition to all the things that was happening, Niambi and I, we also went to look at a couple houses or a couple neighborhoods, because as we were trying to figure out where we're going to stay at and things of that sort, right? Because I kept telling Niambi, I don't want to be in no white neighborhood.
In the houses, some of the houses I looked at was very white.
Very white. And Niambi, I don't care about them motherfucking white kids. Them motherfucking white people. Yada, yada, yada.
I'm still going to barbecue.
Crafty colonizer.
I'm going to barbecue.
I'm going to barbecue.
I'm going to speak to them.
I'm going to play spades on outside. And I'm going to fry chicken.
And I'm going to be on the HOA association. That's
and
how
I'm
I really
gonna be
fuck
loud.
up.
And I'm like, baby, but I want to have a black kid. And I don't want them to turn out like John James.
Then it's me. What other type of kid is we going to have?
They going to have to be around some other experiences. Okay. So one of Niambi's dream homes is one of the Boston Edison homes in Detroit.
Oh my God, I love Boston Edison.
So for those of you who are in Africa or wherever you listen, we got people in Africa.
Oh,
who
feel
listen
like
to
a
this.
little slurry, like Mexican town.
No, but whoever's like in Africa or wherever you at, overseas and things.
We
like that.
do have viewers in Africa.
Yeah.
Okay, I see how you doing that. Shout out to Joe Burt.
You made me lose train of thought. Oh, the Boston Edison neighborhood is a historic neighborhood in Detroit. It's a few miles from Midtown, or a mile or so from Midtown, but it's also a few miles from the hood, aka
shout out to Linwood Deska.
aka Linwood Deska.
Shout out to Burt Puritan
in PA. So it's a beautiful neighborhood, but it's in Detroit, So we're looking at a few places, right? And one of the things I was rolling with Niambi was like, yeah, I'm with it because, since, I grew up in the city proper like my whole life. So it's almost like regentrification for me. Like I'm coming back, I'm going to a historic neighborhood where where the whites are pricing us out. I'm buying a house and I'm staying my black ass farm there. And I'm going to bring all my black ass friends and family there.
Yes.
But like I said, 1 mile away, you in Midtown, where the first Whole Foods is at in Detroit, and then the other way you at Linwood and Dexter. So
which is a little rougher on the edges.
So as we were driving around the neighborhood, because we seen this house on Zillow, we ain't make an appointment. We just drove around and things of that sort. And it's like, all right, like we can see ourselves here. We can see a family. It's good to see like families out there, kids playing, things of that sort. Yep. So as we're leaving the neighborhood, I'm driving and I see some flashing lights in my background. I'm like, so what the hell is going on? Like I see the police. Like, do I need to pull over? And then I see this fucking Charger, Dodge Charger, SRT8, tailgating the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is going on? Like this, it's
a residential neighborhood.
Like the speed limit on this residential neighborhood that has speed bumps, because it's a historic neighborhood, so they got speed bumps and shit. It's 25 miles an hour. I'm already going faster than that. What the fuck is going on? And then I see the flashing lights. So I pull the fuck over. So I can let the motherfucker pass me.
Yeah.
Phew. Motherfucker pass by. Next thing you know, phew. Police.
We're in the middle of a police chase in our dream neighborhood. I don't know if this is an omen. What is he supposed to do, y'all?
The thing is, we was 1 block outside of the dream neighborhood. We was 1 block outside of
Dexter and Linwood.
We was 1 block outside of
we were about
the
to
Boston,
be on Linwood.
outside of the Boston Edison neighborhood. But literally.
Can we talk about again how beautiful the homes is before we get to the car chase?
They're amazing.
They're like beautiful. These beautiful homes. Like Barry Gordy used to own a home there. Aretha Franklin, the folks who own like Cameron. Like it was just such a huge, like when I'm talking about homes, they're like 4 or 5 bedroom homes, library study, all bricks, circle driveways, like all things that got Niambi motherfucking name on, and I could put all the waterful crystals in there I want. and slay all the tables and backyards.
Yep.
And it's just something about that I truly like. Like, that's the type of energy I want in my home. Like, I'll do, you know what I'm saying? I have no friends, but I do like entertaining people.
Mm-hmm.
I do like entertaining family. And also, I like being in my home and being able to do the things in my home. So, for example, I love reading, and I read so much that I would like a dedicated Nook study library so I can get there and do all that. Y'all know we trying to get this weight up off us, and moving our body is a lifestyle. I want a space where I have a workout room. And I ain't talking about just in the corner where I hang my panties on to dry my bra. Like, I want a dedicated space where I can go, move my body, work out, have like, and so those homes, for the price that they are, allow us to have all those things.
Yes. And also knowing, since it is a historic neighborhood in Detroit, you know, that's 1 mile away from City Center or Midtown, whatever you want to call it.
It's on flip.
It's on the up and coming. Yeah. You know, gentrification is already happening at Midtown and downtown Detroit. And since it's literally 1 mile away, the houses now will be $1 million, if not $2 million houses in the next 3 to 5 years.
You think?
Yes.
And that's what I brought this up to my parents. And like, they was like, yeah, them nice homes. But it's about Dexter. Like, my parents cannot get off that. And your family's more supportive.
Yeah.
My parents like, my parents is like, that's off Dexter in Linwood, and it's too expensive to keep a car in Detroit. Them literally the 2 things. No, 3 things. My mom was like, and I ain't coming there at night. I was like, what? Is it that bad? But they have their own, say the positive things. They have their own security.
Yeah, so
since it's historically go ahead.
So Boston Edison does have their own security there. You know, the police station is literally 5 minutes away. So if any type of alarm go off in your security system, the alarm people coming, not the alarm people, the private security coming and the police is coming. You got that. You also have, like, they have an app that's like pretty much neighborhood watch that everybody chit chat since, you know, people on. What else? What else am I missing?
Because it's a historic neighborhood, it's protected. Like, so It's not one of those things where, you know, some houses in Detroit or in neighborhoods that when foreclosure happens or like when the recession happened, even though folks lost their homes in this Boston Edison neighborhood, because it's a historic neighborhood, the city has to protect it.
Yes.
The upkeep of it.
So I think that's another thing that's a benefit. Like, if we are going to stay in Detroit, you know, and we're not going to stay in Midtown, I think staying in the Boston Edison neighborhood is a great place to stay because A, it has a lot of families, B, young professionals are there, and C, like, it's a protected neighborhood. Like, I want to be somewhere where it is going to be protected. So even though we're close to the hood,
if we get another shit, it hit the fan again.
Yeah. And since we are close to the hood, we can guarantee that the property value where we're going to be at, it's at least going to be somewhat protected.
So Niambi, as you can see, is really trying to have us write it out. Niambi is liking it to the gentrification that happened like in Bed-Stuy.
Yeah.
Because we have some friends who moved. Are you gonna tell a story?
Yeah. So we have some friends who.
Because Niambi got friends, I guess, because I don't got none.
Yeah, I got friends. You know, I had some friends move to Bed-Stuy.
Yeah.
And you know, when they first got their house in Bed-Stuy, it was rough. You know, something that you wouldn't be caught at the middle of the night in. You know, something you wouldn't be caught. You know, walking, you know, a mile or so in either direction. Yeah. But now, 5 years, 6 years later, you go back. You can walk in the neighborhood. It's all bright and sunny and shit. You can walk at night.
Out.
You can walk at night.
The
all types of shit.
lamppost is working now.
Yeah.
So I think we're balancing. Do we go for that, or do we find a neighborhood that's a little bit more mixed? And I think the hard part about that in Michigan is not a lot of neighborhoods.
No, it's not.
It's not talked about. Michigan's very segregated. Yeah. So it's either or almost.
And the thing is,
it's few, but it's
few. But I also think since it's so close to Midtown, and they're doing this whole redevelopment, because gentrification is real.
Yeah.
Like, we went to Eastern Market and seen
way too many white people.
A lot of white people. I'm talking about white people who looked like they were just walking from an apartment back to
with them strollers,
with the little strollers and shit. Like, it ain't look like they was parking their car. No, like, these motherfuckers had flip flops and you know, those little, I don't know, those little carts.
Yeah.
Little buggies and shit.
Yeah, bodega carts.
Like, they live there.
Yeah.
So, like, it's definitely becoming one of those places. And, you know, like I said, as someone who's been born and raised here, like, it's gonna be amazing to move back home and, like, be around family. But if I can do that in a neighborhood and like stake claim of like, this is my black ass property in this black ass neighborhood in a place which was historically not built and black folks would not necessarily allowed there,
Yes.
Except for Berry Gordy, Aretha Franklin, things of that sort. In order for my black ass to come there and stake claim there means a lot.
I agree.
So I think, you know,
I
that's
even think when we negotiate on houses, because I'm assuming a lot of these owners are still some of the black owners listed, some of the people who flipped it, right? Like even if they have multiple offers, like they look, because it's HOA. Not only do you have to like put in stuff for the house and stuff, but you have to be approved by the HOA.
Yes.
It's interesting.
So I think all of that stuff is just very interesting, right?
We'll keep y'all updated. But if y'all want to know more, just type in Boston Edison, Edison Homes, Detroit, Michigan, and they'll come up.
You
and
can
you'll
see all
what
the
we're talking
beautiful
about.
houses.
And they're beautiful. Send good vibes from Niambi to move into one. That's my hope.
Yeah. And then, you know, the other thing is, and I can kind of lead this for the next episode, it's just balancing like family needs, right?
Yeah.
Since I am the prodigal son,
Oh my God.
I feel like I'm the prodigal son.
You think you're the prodigal son?
They weaponizing my name. When family members are weaponizing my name on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Niram said this. I'm gonna wait on Niram for this. I'm gonna wait on Niram for that. Niram said this. And
meanwhile, have you said anything?
And Niram ain't said a goddamn thing.
Yeah.
Because Niram mind his own black ass business.
Yes.
So I need to really think about that a little bit more before I talk about it. But it's just interesting to come back. You know, like I said, like we haven't been back in Detroit like for this extended period of time since we both graduated undergrad and before we moved to White House, New England. Yeah. So it's just a lot going on. I'm learning people again, eating your secrecies, all of that other stuff. And it's just interesting to see how people are weaponizing your name and you ain't said a goddamn thing.
Weaponize. Is that the right word?
Yeah, I would say it is.
I guess. I'll let you roll with it.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
You want to hop into some pillow talk or what you want to do?
Yeah, let's do some quick pillow talk. Let's just do some good black news episode. You just want to run through some good ass news?
Yeah, what you got?
Let's first. So Beyonce teams up with jeweler designer Lorraine Shorts and creates a scholarship for black students to gynecological study of gems, Institute of America. So according to the GIA, Beyonce teamed up with jeweler designer Lorraine Shorts to create Beyonce Knowles Carter and Lorraine Shorts GIA scholarship, which goes to 3 members of the black community for full tuition to earn GIA's graduate gymnologist diploma. Osborne, one of the winners is Audrina Osborne of Montgomery, Alabama, Shelton Bradford of Lake Forest, California, Kula Jatani of Seattle, Washington, are the first 3 winners. Beyonce told us, the scholarship is aimed to create more representation and eventual generational wealth for African Americans in the jewelry industry. Beyonce said, I was impressed with their passion and knowledge of gems that so many applicants displayed. Beyonce, who chose each of the scholarship recipients, said in a statement, I am praying that this is just the beginning of opening more doors to diversity and raw inspiration in the jewelry industry. So,
Hand claps. Hand claps. We hand clapping here.
Shout out to the
That's what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. Hell, I want to be a gymnologist. I just was saying I need to buy a piece of jewelry. Where the black gymnologists at?
Right.
I'm not saying that right. I don't know.
Gemologist.
Y'all know what I'm talking about? That sent chills through my body.
Yeah, it did.
Can we talk about the children? Now I'm gonna go to my godson. They be like, "Do you like?" I'm gonna show them my ring. I'm like, "You like Niambi ring?"
You like gems?
I said, "You can study this, and you can have a whole crew of them. You want to do that?" But you know what I'm saying? Like, how do we just get out of the create? Like, how do we get our kids into that creative area, right? Or even when we're thinking about STEM, how do we get them to see other parts of STEM, right? It's more than STEM than just being a doctor. It's more than STEM to just being an engineer. Don't get me wrong, we need them too. We need all of them. But there's also, the STEM is a very broad category and what that means. And it's so important to have us in representation and that viewpoint and that process in it that it just made me so freaking happy.
Yeah, it's the first of its kind. Like, this is
smart, right?
Yeah. Like, this is some dope
As much
shit.
as niggas like jewelry,
Yes.
including I as niggas.
Yes.
As much as niggas like diamonds,
Exactly.
I as diamonds.
And I ain't
As
never
much
heard.
as niggas like a watch,
Right.
I as the niggas who like to watch.
Niggas keep going to Jacob. And what's that other nigga name?
I don't know. Like, I would love, who's the black jewelers? Who do I need to go to? I would love to get them my money instead. Because when we're talking about jewelry now, it's no longer that other stuff, right? Gold is gold.
Yes.
Diamond.
Yes.
Oh, I love that. That really brought me joy.
Color carry. What is it called? Color clarity or something?
Oh, you just put all that together.
Yeah.
Another good news. The U.S. Department of Justice charges 3 Georgia men accused of killing Ahmaud Arbery with federal hate crimes. So the U.S. Department of Justice, led by U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland, shout out to him, indicted 3 Georgia men, Travis McMichael, Travis' father, Gregory McMichael, William Roddy Bryan, via federal grand jury in the Southern District of Georgia. And they got charged with hate crimes and other federal crimes. That brought me joy.
Yeah, I did.
Merlin ain't playing. Was it Merlin? Merrick ain't playing. Garland said, we in here, we out of here. This is what we doing.
Yes.
Other good news. The site of Harriet Tubman's cabin where she lived with her parents in Dorchester County, Maryland, were found by archaeologists. So
that's the other study. Like, niggas need to be archaeologists too.
What is that called?
Archaeologists.
Okay, good. So according to the Washington Post, state and federal officials announced that archaeologist Julie S. and her team believe that they found the site where Harriet Tubman lived with her parents and siblings in the early 1800s in Dorchester County, Maryland, before she escaped enslavement and became a conductor of the Underground Railroad.
Hand claps.
To quote the Washington Post, the structure of unknown form was owned by Tubman's father, a timber foreman and lumberjack who had been enslaved and had been given his freedom. The house where he lived had a piece of land near the Blackwater River by his enslaver. Officials said bricks, datable pieces of 19th century pottery, a button, a drawer, pull, a pipe stem, old records in the location all pointed to the spot of being likely the state of Ben Ross's cabin.
Okay.
The find is a crucial piece of Harriet Tubman's history, and it illuminates the role that her father and her family played in her development into the fearless Underground Railroad conductor that she has became. The Underground Railroad was a network of guides like Tubman in safe houses, mostly across the eastern United States, that rescued thousands of enslaved people from bondage in the South in the years before the Civil War between 1815 and 1860. Using a stealth in disguise, Tubman made 13 trips home, spiriting 70 people out of enslavement, historians believe. Among those she saved were several brothers, her parents, who, while no longer enslaved, were still in danger in Maryland. Her father was a devout patriarch who taught Tubman the ways of marshy woodlands where they lived and struggled to keep his family together with the machinery of slavery. Once free, Ben purchased his enslaved wife, Rit, and for a time sheltered Tubman and several other siblings, all still enslaved, in his cabin, where is now the Federal Blackwater National Wildlife Refuge, south of Cambridge, Maryland. What do you even say? Excellent. I'm so happy.
Oh my God.
The ancestors coming back, honey.
Ooh,
I tell you that the ancestors is just guiding and saying right there, keep digging. There you go. That's what we love for you. That's what we want. So we know it's been a rough couple weeks, so we just wanted to give y'all a bunch of fast-hitting, good Black news, just to hopefully bring you a little joy.
Yes.
Alrighty.
So as always, to submit your Black Love story, go to blacklovematters.com. To submit a question for Kitchen Table Talk, shoot us an email at blacklovematters@gmail.com. That's black with no K. And to leave a comment about anything we talked about, head on to that website. We got that SoundCloud and we got that voicemail at 508-784-1111. Once again, that's 508-784-1111. Talk to y'all later. Remember,
love is ever evolving. Peace.